we're going to start with Michigan today. We're going to start with my heart, and I'm going to get ornery here very quickly. It sounds like it's Joey Baker or bust for Michigan. Last week, we told you there were a bunch of targets. We threw out Justin Powell. We threw out Emmanuel Akot. We threw out Jacob Grandison. Imani Bates has been circling. Everything points to it being Joey Baker or bust. Justin Powell committed elsewhere. Emmanuel Akot, if you believe some of the insiders on the Michigan side of things, is not in play for Michigan. Jacob Grandison committed to Duke. Imani Bates is still just sitting waiting, which is why I'm adamant he's going to end up in Michigan, because I don't know where else he's going to go. But Joey Baker or bust seems to be the strategic plan from the coaching staff. Joey Baker was on campus in Ann Arbor this weekend. He did not commit yet. So maybe Michigan's not even in a good enough place to get Joey Baker. Cart. Things are bad, and I am upset. What do you make of this?
I think it's just funny because if you watch these episodes on a weekly basis, I feel like we mention Michigan transfer targets every single kind of week. And then on the next episode next week, we're talking about how they missed it and they're on to the next one. And, it brings me a little bit of joy. But also, I commend the strategy of, actually going after players, not putting all your eggs in one basket. But you know how I feel about Joey Baker. I don't think Joey Baker is the absolute worst player that you can get out of the portal. To me, he's still a guy who's a top 100 guy coming out of high school. I think he can do some things. I think he can knock down shots. I think he's 6'6". I personally think that he can contribute more than you might think. With that said, if we were going through Michigan's transfer targets, Joey Baker would be very low on that list. I mean, obviously you have guys like Shannon first. You would have guys like Powell first, Akot. I think those guys would be above Joey Baker. But all in all, ending up with Joey Baker over ending up with nothing, I think is, like the phrase says, better than nothing. But this is also hilarious because this whole time that all this is going down, Imani Bates is just sitting in Ipsy. Just after all this you've done, it brought you back to me. And here I am, ready for you if you need me.
This is why I wanted to praise the Bates camp last episode, because they've won.
Whoa. Did I just hear the words praise the Bates camp?
Yeah, that's where I'm at.
Wow.
They deserve some credit, because if they had just jump committed to anywhere that they had an offer from, this situation wouldn't have happened. I think they sort of called Juwan Howard's bluff. Like, oh, you're not going to offer right now? All right, we'll wait around. We'll see if you get Pete Nance and Malachi Smith. We'll see if you come calling at the very last minute and need the services of a former top 10 recruit in the country. Look, Joey Baker's fine. When Joey Baker is the best piece you added in an offseason, you had a bad offseason. Okay. Jalen Llewellyn, maybe he's the best piece they added this offseason. I don't know. But I don't like where this roster is at all. We're going to talk more about the roster in a moment, so I won't get into the weeds on what I don't like about the roster yet. But I think this is a massive miss, and maybe it's admission's fault. Maybe it's just they can't go toe-to-toe with teams like Gonzaga and Duke and compete for the best transfers in the country right now. Because Grandison theoretically is a grad transfer. He wouldn't have had any admissions issues, and he wanted to go to Duke. I think I don't know what the deal would have been with Malachi Smith. Pete Nance, definitely grad transfer. And they're not even being considered. They're not even in serious contention on a team where, if you look at this roster, all those dudes would be 35 minutes a game, second leading scorers paired with an All-American. If you want to go to a spot, potentially win and play 35 minutes and you're a good player, Michigan's screaming that that's wide open for you. And nobody wants it except for maybe Joey Baker. And I don't know, a lot of Michigan fans seem to think Joey Baker is just going to be comfortable off the bench in a 10-minute role. I don't think that's what's happening. I think Joey Baker looks at this Michigan roster and thinks, oh, I'm way better than Kobe Buffkin. I can probably beat out Jet for some minutes on it. There's 30 minutes here for me. And I think he's going to play more than people think. If he chooses to come to Michigan, that is. Don't think it's a done deal. Think he might go to Georgia. I don't know why. It just seems like Michigan has no mojo as a program in the transfer portal right now. It's frustrating. If he comes to Michigan, I think he's going to be second on the team in minutes, and Michigan's going to be a pretty bad team.
That's hilarious if you lose out a recruiting battle to Mike White for Joey Baker.
Yeah.
At Georgia.
Mike White's always been a good recruiter. Let's not
Yeah,
slander.
all right, come on, baby. It's Georgia.
Let's not slander.
It's Georgia.
So all of this leads to a proposition from me here, in light of where things stand today.